of the time, it's just you got to use your best players, and if your players are better, you're probably going to win. I mean, that's it. There's one coach we heard at a coaching clinic one time. He said, and he kept saying it. And the thing is, he's you know, the particular school. I'm not going to say the name of the school because I don't want to flame the guy, right? But the particular school that I'm talking about, they beat us in the playoffs like all the time. They used to, right? We don't play them anymore in the playoffs, but they used to beat us. They always were the thing that was in our way. We couldn't get past them, right? And one day, I was talking to a coach who heard him, their head coach speaking at a clinic, and he was like, "Yeah, we don't really call plays. We just let our players play." I was like, "What? Gotta let your athletes be athletes. Let your players play." And I was just like, "Wait a minute. You're telling me we spent hours like dissecting film and labeling film and like figuring out what you do, and you're just like, yeah, just let the players play. We got like 2 calls, 3 calls, 3 defenses that we run, and kids just do it. That's it." We're over here on defense with 8 checks. We're making adjustments in the secondary, 2-3 times before the snap. Okay, not all the time, but sometimes, right? And you're over there with your 1 defense for the whole quarter. It's like, oh my gosh, man. Oh, when we lose to you, oh, jeez, that's tough. It's tough. But there's also really funny stories in high school coaching that I've come across. Like there's always teams that like don't respect you. That's always something that you run into. It's like an opponent that just has no respect for you. Like, that always blows my mind, man. I don't think I'll ever. Let me rephrase that. My goal is to never be like that in anything that I do. Never underestimate your opponent, whether it's freaking card games, video games, sports, a test, an interview. I don't believe in underestimating stuff, man. Don't do it. Don't do it. Always respect what's in front of you. Respect what's in front of you because you never know, man. You never know what can happen that, for example, it just makes things more intense, a couple of years ago, we played a team in the playoffs. And all week, like everybody just talked about, they never watched film on us. I couldn't believe that. Like a football team with paid coaches that are trying to win at the highest level in public schools decided, you know what, guys? I know they got a good record. I know they're like highly ranked, but you know what? We're just going to look forward to the opponent after them, like the one we would play when we beat them. That's who we're going to study. Why would we study the team that we're playing this week? They're not even that good. Like I couldn't process that as a competitor, man. And in a lot of sense, like, how dare you, right? Like, even if it's David versus Goliath, if Goliath, the giant in the story, right, doesn't respect David, and then he gets a stone thrown at him, knocks him out, hey, you had a comment. What do you think was going to happen if you don't do any effort to winning? If all of a sudden you just say, yeah, we're just going to show up and beat him. Yeah. No respect. Can't get no respect right here. I couldn't believe that, man. Yeah, we beat them by like 4 touchdowns. And it was great. We smashed them. And it was one of those things where like, I just can't ever, I'm a competitor, man. I don't believe in doing that. And so the fact that somebody did it to our kids, I was so happy for our kids to be able to overcome somebody disrespecting them like that and completely overlooking them. Because we could have easily lost that game. Our kids could have been scared or not showed up, right? I mean, that happens sometimes. Football teams do get intimidated sometimes. And our kids were just tough, and they showed up and they were like, "Yeah, we're gonna show you who we are. We're gonna show you who we are." That's what I love about sports, dude. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I love about competition. You know, in some cases, you just gotta, all right, let's stop talking. Let's do this. Let's figure out who's better. Let's decide who wins, right? And that's what makes it special. Let me prepare so that way I can give you my best effort. So that way, when the result happens, I can know that I did everything I can to win, or I did everything I could, and I still lost. Like, to me, that's competition. To me, that's what it's about. And can you learn from your mistakes? And when you transfer that to like your personal life, I think magical things happen. I think that's why people play sports. Obviously, people play sports because they're competitive or because their parents make them. And we have that too. Or they want to wear a jersey so they look cool in high school or in middle school or in, wherever. But I think that the biggest trait of anybody who plays sports or games or card games or anything, I think it's just how competitive are you? Not how mad do you get when you lose. Piss on that, dude. I hate that. I hate it in myself. You know what I mean? I hate that. I hate that I get mad when I lose. You know what I mean? But it's just there's a difference in like being mad that you lost and like raging that you lost. You know what I mean? Like be upset. Let it motivate you. That's what every F on a test has ever done, right? Every D, every C, every B for some of you that are listening. You take something that's really hard that happens to you and you find a way to say, I'm not going to let this happen again. Are you kidding me? The result will be different next time because of the preparation that I put into this and my hard work.